guys, and welcome back to meditation class. I'm getting you set up and situated, and my cat keeps knocking everything over, so bear with me. I'm excited. It's the full moon in Cancer. She just knocked over my whole setup. It's not a very fancy setup. It's literally some books with a mini tripod. Okay, that's fine. I have this big plastic thing I usually put it on, but she knocked it down. Welcome to class. Full moon, extra special meditation for tonight. She just bit me. This is her time of night to be crazy and wild. So she'll probably come in and out of the meditation. But we're getting that. She knocked over more stuff. We're getting that cat energy. We're getting stuff knocked over. Change happens. It's okay. Change is happening. Chaos is happening all around you. And you can still stay grounded and joyful within it. You know? I'm learning that lesson in so many ways. And this is just a representation of that. But I'm excited. So tonight I thought we would do an official meditation from the Reiki book. So I am a Reiki teacher. If you're one of my Reiki students, you might have done this meditation with me before. If you've taken some of my workshops, you might have done this practice with me before. If you're a private client, you might have done this practice with me before, because it's so effective and helpful and so customizable to whatever you need in this moment. So this meditation, it's called the Holy Fire Healing Experience. In Holy Fire Reiki, basically, the meditations are called experiences, and there's reasons for that, and we can go more into detail in a class, but the main gist of it is that we are going through energetic clearings and healings and openings and activations when we do these meditations. So it is almost like they are infused with the Reiki energy. So it's more than just a meditation. It's an experience. It's healing. It's clearing. And meditation can be healing and clearing, but this is like focused on sending energy through the words. It's like embedded in there. So I think it's really powerful. But this healing experience, there's two different ways that you can work through it. So you can do something which we're going to do tonight, which is focusing on removing negative energy. So to me, negative energy is just like stagnant energy. Any energy that is just taking up space within your body, your life, your emotions, your spirit, your aura, energies, like deeper and deeper layers, you know? But how does that look in your everyday life? It's like things that are just unnecessarily taking up space. So maybe you go in your home and you place your keys somewhere and you can never find your keys, and it's because there's all these piles of junk and mail in the way. So that's just like a visual representation of what that could look like in your energy. It's like you have these keys, like places to store information within yourself, but you can't always access it because there's like stuff on top of it. So it's like, what are we focusing on? There's things in the way. So I don't like to always focus on like the idea of negative, because I think even things that are not necessarily like fun and like exciting to deal with, that can be painful to deal with, it's not like necessarily always a bad thing. Like these are where we learn the most about ourselves. If we are like constantly working on healing ourselves and then we never leave our house, like how are we supposed to know if we're even healed? So it's like sometimes things can pop up in our life that are difficult, but in the long run it is helpful for us because it helps us understand ourselves deeper, and it helps us navigate like situations with more being more wise. Like we have more experience, you know, experience in a different way than the practice we're doing tonight. But I will invite you guys to grab a journal we're going to do a little exercise in focusing on what you think might be like blocking you in your life, or maybe you feel like there's some kind of like sticky, stagnant energy that's just taking up space for you. And sometimes, yeah, that can be literal. Like, oh, I know there's so much clutter in my living room blocking me from remembering where I put stuff. Or it could be more emotional, like how I always react this certain way when things come up about money or relationships, like these complicated things that when the conversation comes up, you always react a certain way that maybe you don't want to react. Or when it comes to like family or something like that, you always feel like you are constantly being put back into that cycle. So I'm going to have us do these little exercises just to kind of identify where these negative energies are, these stagnant energies are for us. And we're going to focus on it at one point during the practice. These healing experiences, essentially, it's a guided visualization. So it's going to be pretty simple, pretty basic. I'm going to be guiding you through images in your mind. And then at one point, we're going to focus back to the block that we're clearing, focus back to the place that we were kind of journaling about earlier. So this is the Holy Fire Reiki text book for Reiki Master. So these are in here, and so I'll just kind of explain to you what it says, and then I'll guide you through it. So if you'd like to join me, we're going to be here. Once we get started, it'll be about 20 minutes once we go through the journaling exercise. So we'll be here in total about probably 25-30 minutes. If you know me, I can tend to be a little long-winded, hence why I give you like a 30-minute spiel before you even get started on the meditation. But all this stuff is important, and sometimes like the healing and the information comes through in words and in expressions that we kind of like, words we need to hear in order for us to access deeper states of consciousness. Once we get into the meditation, it's like, oh, if I was shared and told about this topic ahead of time, it can make it more helpful for me to understand it once I get there. So I know that's not everyone's style, and eventually I will go through all these practices and put the timestamps in the comments so you can see when we actually get to the meditation. So if you want to go through this practice a second time, you don't have to listen to the whole lecture portion in the beginning. But yeah, we'll get started. If you'd like, grab a journal. And for this practice, you're either going to be seated upwards, like I am, supported, cozy, comfy, or you can lie down. But staying seated as we go into the journaling. And yeah, get your water. You might feel things, you might experience things in your body with any meditation, and especially with the Reiki meditation, because we are focusing on sending energy towards these energies, towards the energy, basically. I always think of Reiki almost as like a colonic for your spirit, I always say. So it's like pushing stuff in, like water into the body, and then the body knows how to eject that and clear it and cleanse it, like wherever it needs to. So I'm not doing the healing. It's the energy that does it for you. And it's really your own energy that is what is like igniting this energy through you and allowing it to actually do something, actually work. So yeah. So in Holy Fire Reiki, the Holy Fire healing experience is highly effective in removing negative energies from you guys, the students, the clients, the people meditating with me, as well as myself tonight. It will remove negative energy in the physical body, the aura, and the chakras, and work to help release any blocks that the client chooses, so that you guys choose. So you're going to be choosing and thinking and pondering about this energy that you want to release before we get started. So you're going to have some awareness of like what that is that you're looking to heal. and you're going to focus on it again at one point during the practice. So I'm going to explain to you. This is how they say it. You must be willing to let go of the block and any other conditions in your life that the block may have created. You must be willing to make important changes in your attitude about yourself and your life concerning the issues involved, and to become aware of these issues in new ways. I want to have you focus on the block with the intention of releasing it during this healing experience today. So again, it's like we're going to focus on healing and releasing that block today, but it's you and the actions that you're going to take and the changes that you're going to take and the noticing that you're going to take in your life for it to really be set in stone. It's like we could heal and clear and have this euphoric, beautiful experience, but again, like once we go into the world and we're interacting but with everything around us, like how are we actually behaving? So being willing to see yourself differently. If you always think I'm a fucking piece of shit, I'm a loser, no one likes me, like we have to be willing to let go of those negative self-talk in order for us to actually thrive. It's very difficult. It's not easy. So I'm here to just assist you and help you and hold space and hold your hand and be here with you. So what we're basically going to do is we're going to give this is how they explain it. We're going to give the cause of the problem an identity. This will allow you to focus directly on the cause and release it. Giving the problem an identity can be very healing because it allows you to bring the cause into awareness where it can be dealt with. This involves finding the location of the block and becoming aware of what it looks like. So we're going to go through a couple little exercises to do that. So basically what we want to do is we're personifying this energy. So like if we could think of this negative block, this emotion, this thing that's holding us back, like if it was three-dimensional, like what would it look like? So we're going to kind of go through that, but it's kind of like creating, an identity. Like this is Steve, like this is Steve, the little negative energy that lives inside of me. This isn't actually me. This isn't my true authentic self. Like this is something outside of myself that is not true. I'm not the person that I think I am when I talk shit about myself. You know? So, firstly, grab your journals, and I want you to just kind of close your eyes for a second. Taking a deep breath. I want you to think about the issue that you would like to have healed. And just don't think too hard about it. Don't think, oh, I have so many issues. Like, just whatever you feel like is the most heavy, what's weighing heavy that is on your mind. What comes up to the surface when you think about, what am I scared to actually let go of? Like, what would help me so much if I was able to just finally release it? And just closing your eyes if you haven't already, meditating on this issue. If the origin point, the original cause of this issue, were to be located somewhere in your physical body, where would it be? Just the first place that comes to mind. This might be like a place that you feel tension or pain in, or an area of your body that you think of automatically when it comes to this issue. Maybe you feel shame, and that's the issue that you're wanting to release. You feel it in your lower belly, in your sacral, your lower back. Like, where do you feel it? Your shoulders. And if you feel like, oh, I don't know. That's okay. Just take a guess. There's no wrong answer. Whatever area you choose is perfect. Maybe you just want to pick your heart, like you want to be willing to open your heart. And you're scared. It's okay. Don't like try to be perfect and be like, oh, I know exactly where it is. Like, it's okay if you don't feel that way. Just decide, I want to focus on releasing energy in this part of my body. And I want you to imagine looking into that area and asking yourself, if this issue had a shape, what shape would it have? Allowing yourself to write down a description of the shape in your journal. Maybe you want to draw it. What is the shape of this issue, the origin point? If this issue had a color, what color would it be? If this issue had a texture, sharp, smooth, cold, furry, spiky, sticky, what texture would it be? This issue had a weight. Is it heavy? Is it light? How does it feel? What would it be? This issue made a sound. What sound would it make? What temperature? Taking a few more moments to notice, what does this issue feel like? And again, if this is hard, it's okay. You don't need to know everything. So I want you to remember the thoughts that came up around this issue, the color, the shape, the texture. Kind of writing all that down. We're going to go into our healing experience. So again, just do your best to follow along with the images I'm describing. And at one point, we will bring our awareness back to the energies we are releasing. This is the Holy Fire healing experience. Make yourself comfortable. Take a deep breath. And another breath. Deep, deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out the nose. It's a beautiful day. Warm, sunny. And you're walking down a path in a beautiful forest. As you take a breath, breathing into yourself, you breathe in the life energy of the forest. Each step that you take, begin to feel the energy of the earth magnetizing and flowing up through the bottoms of your feet. As you follow this path, you come to a clearing in the forest. And in the middle of the clearing, you notice now a small hill covered in soft grass and wildflowers. You begin to climb up the hill, feeling the grass rubbing against your legs. Climbing up the hill, feeling the grass rubbing against your legs. At the top of the hill now, I invite you to imagine yourself lying down in the soft grass. Feel the grass and the earth directly beneath your body, gazing up into the sky. Gazing into the sky, you see beautiful clouds. As you gaze into the clouds, a beam of light begins to shine down through the clouds. And of course we know this is no ordinary light. It comes from a high in the heavens. This light shines down all around you, flowing into you, filling you with warmth and feelings of safety, security, and love. The light begins to focus directly on the shape, the identity of the problem that we thought of in our journaling practice, the energy that we're willing to let go. The light focuses on this shape. Focus on the shape and be willing to let it go. Gazing into the light. As you do so, the light begins to guide you. Allow yourself to follow this light. We'll stay here for a few minutes, allowing the light to focus directly on the shape, on your body, and on the space. You can continue with your experience as long as you feel guided to do so. When you feel ready, I invite you to take a couple of deep breaths, breathing in the nose, exhale audibly out the mouth, breathing in, exhale, breathing in, exhale. Bring your awareness to your eyes. You can slowly open them and return. Noticing, does your shape look different now? Does anything feel different? Even the teeny tiniest bit. Take some time to write down your experience in your notebook. And calling you all the way back into your body, back into the space, sending all your energy back to you, calling all my energy back to me, giving thanks to Reiki and any energies that came forward to assist with this healing today, giving thanks to myself, and again, giving thanks to you. So be it, so it is. Beautiful. And when you're ready, you can continue the rest of your day, taking some time to integrate. I do very much encourage you to write down your experience with this practice. See how you feel tomorrow. Allow everything to move through. And you can always come back to this and do it again. Eventually I will put what time we start the practices and everything. I'm going to go through them all once we're done with the series. But thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Happy full moon. I hope you're connecting to your emotions, and I hope this was a good access point for you to connect. So thank you again, and I will see you guys tomorrow for practice.